It's good afternoon, loose enders. Just got a call from the garage. Well, I say a call, a voice message. Got to go down and talk about the aircon. I think it's bad news. I'll let you know. So, good morning, loose enders. So we went to the garage, collected our van. There is a problem. I knew from the message they left, "We'll come and see, need to talk about your aircon." So you just know, don't you? They don't want to tell you over the phone. But it turned out not to be that bad, really. So what's happened? There's a low pressure aircon pipe that comes from the pump or compressor, I think that was the description, which Nate showed me, the mechanic who was doing it. And where it's been sitting on a bracket and rubbing against a metal bracket for years, it's worn through, the pipe's gone. So they rang round and you can't get one anymore. Old van, see? You know, my van's 21 years old now. Anyway, so they don't make them anymore. Oh, we're at Westbury, by the way, for our early morning walk before we go for our diabetes class. I think it's the last one this week, actually. Thank God. Anyway, back to the van. So they said they couldn't get one. They don't make them anymore. So I've got to ring round scrapyards somehow to see if I can get one. And then, you know, because if they do it, it costs like 80 or 90 quid an hour for them to make phone calls, because it's time spent on me. So if you can ring round and get one built, we'll fit it, you know, so it keeps the price down for me. They're a good garage. I've been using them for 10 years. They've been really good to me. There's a strange thing. When I first went there, because the previous owner, when he retired, one of the guys that was working for him took the garage on, sort of bought him out, you know, changed the name to him, but kept all the customer base, so we're a running business. Anyway, when the previous owner was there, and I had a little Ford Fiesta, so I took it in. The clutch was slipping, so I said, oh. And I hadn't been in the area very long, so this was about 8 or 9 years ago. And I said, how much for a clutch? And he went, be about £250. So I know, I can manage that. So I said, all right. So I took it in like a day or two later, left it there. They rang me up and said, you know, after a day or two, they rang me up and said, all right, you want to come and get it? I went, yeah, okay. Went round and they presented a bill, it was like 450 quid. And I went, oh, I wasn't expecting that. He went, why? I went, well, when I asked you, you said 250. He went, yeah, that's what the clutch costs. And then there's us fitting it. I went, oh. Of course, I didn't have 450 quid. I had 250 quid. You know. So, and this is my first interaction with him, right? And a decent man took a chance on me, really. And I went, I ain't got enough. I ain't got 450, and it's going to take me a couple of weeks or a few weeks to get it. You know, because I was just, well, I'd had the stroke, and so I couldn't work or anything, so I was living on benefits. Whereas now I live on a pension, you know, sort of thing, same sort of thing, but anyway. And he went, okay. He said, we'll pay the 250 and then bring the rest in when you've got it. And I thought, what a decent man, you know. So obviously I did. I gave him the 250, and maybe over the following 4 weeks I went in each week and gave him a bit and paid it off. And of course that established a trusting relationship, if you like, which is pretty rare in this day and age, because we all know the world is full of scallywags who will fuck you over given the opportunity. And they've been good like that ever since to me. And Chris, who runs the garage now, Keith was the old Chris, who runs the garage now, Like I went in there, not last time I was here, I was here before, and with everything, I'd been saving because I knew it was going to cost money for the MOT. It's an old van, that all this welding needed doing, I knew it. Anyway, all in all, it was 1,800 quid, 1,500 quid for the welding and a few bits, right? So they let me pay them a bit every month until I pay it off, which is really good. Of course, they won't do it for everybody because you've got to establish a relationship. But I've been going there 10 years now, and we've got a relationship, you know. Oh, there's a camper van there. I've seen it before, so do you know where I saw that? I saw that parked up round by my house, funny enough. I recognise it from the little round windows on the back, and they got a log burner. About the same size as mine, but a more modern van. Anyway, so garages are expensive, you know, and I'm a bit of a dab hand with a spanner to a point, but I can't be climbing up, down and under and round. And one, I don't have all the tools I would need for some of those jobs, and I just can't do it now. It physically drains me, you know. Anyway, I've got the van back. I still use it, it's just got no aircon. With summer coming up, I've got to have that for the dogs, so ring round, see if I can find that bit, and then they'll fit it. So, problems of having an old van, I suppose. But that's what it is. You can't cry and bitch about it, it's just what it is. Here's the mad thing, you get a van, an old van, and you're always spending a bit of money on it because it's old and things break down and wear out, and that's like people, they wear out. And when you weigh out, you go, God, all the money I've spent on that van over the last 7 years or something. I could have bought a really nice van, but I wouldn't have had a van for all that time, would I? I wouldn't have been able to go out and do things. So it's money well spent, in my opinion. Of course, you're going to get to the point where you're going to go, I've spent so much money on the van, there's not a lot left to go wrong type thing. Unless the engine and gearbox goes, and then, you know, whoa, big bill. But I think it's safe. They do a lot more mileage in that than, you know, a vehicle since 2000 and on, they're good for 300,000-400,000 miles if you look after them. So anyway, today is just an update on van situation, and that's where we are. So I'm not going to tell you where I am. Can you guess? Bit of a clue there. Anyway, short video today. Oh, you might have seen yesterday's video was a bit of an odd one, really. But I just feel a bit lost without my van. So, and I did say in that, I was talking to the dog and I thought, oh, I'll leave that bit in, you know, because that's what happens, that's real stuff. That's me talking to my dog all the time. She sounded a bit mad. I'm not. Well, some people would argue that case, but not really. I don't know these people, do you? They've been staring at those people over there for days. Odd. I forgot what I was saying there. Fucking try and play on fucking point, Bill. Oh yeah. So I said. Well, I'm making a video every day, which I am. I just thought I fancied doing it. I got a few subscribers in the last few weeks, not hundreds or anything like that. I mean a handful. And you go, well, I would like, summer months coming up and I would like to make the YouTube thing more than it is now, whereas I do it just as a hobby because I enjoy it. It's therapeutic for me, or cathartic as they say. I would like it to be more than that, because one, it's manageable, it's not exhausting, it's quite easy for me. It's just pottering about talking, maybe showing you where I am, what's going on, and I quite enjoy it. And anyway, if I could make something of it, and get some, you know, you got to get to 1,000 subscribers and so many hours view, and I don't know all the details, but if I can do that, and I get advertising or AdSense they call it or something, you can get a few bob. Not a fortune, but enough to get petrol or diesel and pay me way, and maybe explore a bit more. That's all. And make more videos, which would create more adverts and you know. And if it only does that, I'm not going to complain. I'm going to be okay with that. But if it actually went somewhere, you know, achieved something, generated some money and interest, and I had a good following, which I just might not be very appealing to people. You don't know. So I just do me. I don't do anything else. Don't swan around pretending to be this full of excitement, life's brilliant person. So I don't really like those fake people. They make me a bit sick. I find them sickly, yeah. So if I can do that, then I think maybe I could then do something with animals, help animals in some way, and veterans and hungry and homeless, because these are all things that really bother me. So my goal is now, not as a career really, but as to see if I can improve things with this channel, generate a few pennies, walk my dogs in different places every day, and help out some of these little small groups and individuals that do rescuing and stuff like that. And then I go and visit people like that and visit sanctuaries. I'm going to go and see a donkey sanctuary soon. I've been wanting to do it for a few years, and there's a few around me, so I might go. Well, no, I will go at some point. So anyway, I'll go off and do me last class in how to be a happy diabetic today. So short and sweet. See you in the next one. Bye for now. Bye.